Our CES 2024 coverage is made possible by Thermaltake, ASUS, XPG, AlphaCool, CableMod, and Patriot. Alrighty guys, we are back. I'm Stuart from GGF and we have another video at the ASUS CES 2024 suite. Now we're going to take a look at a couple of monitors here. Now this is the ROG Swift OLED PG39W CDM. It's a bit of a mouthful. Now this one here comes in a 39 and a 34 inch. They are the only differences. All the other specs will be exactly the same, which I will talk about now. Now this is 240 Hertz. It is the 3440 by 1440, so it is a pretty decent resolution. Now you also have a curvature of 800R. Now you might be thinking, well, what does that mean? Well, a lot of standard curve monitors are around the 1800. So the lower the number, the more aggressive the curvature is. So if we have a look at this, I'll try and get a side-on view. It's going to be very aggressive, very sharp curve. Some of you guys might like that. Some of you guys might like a more of a subtle curve, so that'll be more of your higher numbers. Now this is apparently going to do up to 1300 nits of peak brightness. Now mind you, that is peak brightness. You're not always going to be hitting that, but that is pretty high for this type of monitor. And as I said before, it has the OLED technology, so you're going to get those really, really deep blacks. Now one other thing you might be wondering, well, how is this mounted? Now, I don't know the weight of this monitor, but a very big problem running the monitors like the Samsung G9 Neos is the weight of those monitors. It's very, very hard to get them on most stands. Now, this stand is actually a ROG exclusive stand. They're actually coming out with this, and as you can see here, we'll just get some shots on that. And while we're back here, we can also see that this OLED monitor from ROG does have the custom heatsink, just like their original, I think their first one, the 27, had that custom heatsink, because we all know that OLED technology is prone to burn-in. So anything that companies can do to try and help maintain that with running them cooler with the custom heatsinks is always going to be welcome, just so you can get that longer lifetime out of your monitor. Now more on this stand. The stand has a max weight or payload of 11.5 kilograms. I'll convert that into pounds on the screen, but we can already tell that this monitor has to be less than 11.5 because this stand is holding this monitor up really nicely. I can go straight down, straight up, and it's not wanting to drop down, being borderline on that weight. And it's really nice. We can see some aesthetic through the stand, some of how that pneumatic system is working. Now I've been told this stand or the monitor stand will come out at about roughly $199. Now that's not bad considering some of those higher end Ergotron ones and other brands can retail for over $500. So that is nice to see that. So for you ROG fans out there, you can now get an exclusive ROG stand or monitor arm for your ROG monitor. And it does the standard VESA 100 by 100 as well. I'm not sure the price on the monitor. What I'll do is in these ASUS videos, I'll put all of the prices of the peripherals and the monitors I go through into the description, so that'll be the final price for when they are released. Now this one here, I was really surprised when I saw that this is 480 Hertz. I was sure this was going to be standard definition HD 1080p, but no, this is 1440p at 480 Hertz. Now that's pretty amazing. Once again, it is OLED. Looks like a lot of the new ASUS or ROG monitors coming out here are OLED. And this is very similar to that one we just looked about previously. It does have the 1300 nits peak brightness. Once again, that is peak brightness. Don't expect to be smashing that out all the time. It will fluctuate. And this is completely flat, so it doesn't have any curvature like the previous one that had that 800R curvature as well. I'm just gonna have a quick look to make sure there's any other specs. I think that's pretty much it about that. And then it does have the heatsink around the back. I'll throw some B-roll on that so you can see that heatsink, and it does light up with the ROG colors, and you can customize all that with the on-screen display. Now, you might be thinking this looks a little bit dull. I will just put this out there as a disclaimer. I've turned the brightness down on all of these monitors just for the purpose of this video, because they were running hot in the video, and not hot as in hot cold. They were very, very bright. So I didn't want that to be super overexposed, and then it just looked all washed out. So I've turned them down so they can look a little bit better, but this was running at 90%. I've turned this monitor brightness down all the way to under 10%, and you can probably still see that really, really clear. Now this monitor over here got me really intrigued. This is the ROG Swift OLED PG32 UCDP. Now apparently this is another world's first. This is the first dual mode monitor. Now you might be wondering what that is. Well, normally when you have a monitor, you have a maximum resolution and then you have a max refresh rate. You can normally do a lower refresh rate, but you have a maximum. This one has a dual mode, so say this one can do 4K, well it can actually do 4K, 240 Hertz. Now if you drop on a normal monitor, drop the 4K down to 1080p, the Hertz will always stay the same. You can never adjust the Hertz any higher, you could normally adjust them lower. But being the dual mode, this one can do 4K, 240 Hertz, but then you can drop it down to Full HD, 1080p, and you can smack this up to 480 Hertz. So you get that flexibility between the two modes. So say you want the 4K, you do like some editing or something, you don't need the super high refresh, you want to do some gaming, you can then drop the resolution down and then you can whack up the Hertz to 480. Personally to me, this is a 32 inch, so for me, 1080p on a 32 inch isn't really my style. I prefer a little bit more pixel density. The DPI isn't as high as you would probably want. I would think if they could do a dual mode in something like a 1440p, that would be really good. Going between the 4K 240, and if they had 1440p doing the 480, that would be the sweet spot, because 32 inch at 1440p is still really, really good. But this is just brand new. I can't show you this in action at the moment. It's not quite set up on this. This is a prototype, but the dual mode does work. Some more about this monitor. As I said, it is OLED. Once again, it does the 1300 nits, and then it does have that custom heatsink all on the back. We'll spin this around and get some shots of that. And once again, it is the flat monitor. It's not curved, just like that previously one was flat as well. The last three things I want to cover in this video are these peripherals here. Now, the mouse over here is the ROG Keris 2 Ace. Now, this is similar to the half that came out, I would say probably 6 months ago. This is the white edition. It does come in the black as well. This is 54 grams, low profile, lightweight. And they've come out with this as it's more of an ergonomic mouse, suited more for most hand styles. And then this is, of course, the wireless, and that's pretty much it. It does the Bluetooth, the wireless mode, and then it's also corded as well. And it's also not collaborated with AIMLab. And once again, I'll put all the prices in the description as well, so they are all final. Now, this unit here is the ROG Falchion RX. This is the low profile keyboard. Now, they've had the Falchion before, but it wasn't as compact as this. Now, this can be even more compact because the cover is actually on. I'll put it back down. Now, I have turned this keyboard off, just so when I touch it, it doesn't mess up the system that it's connected to, but it does have full RGB on the keys. And now this can go on like this, and then that acts as a full cover for when you're transporting it around. So I can take that off. I'll move the cover out of the way. And then of course it does have all your standard height adjustment for the feet. So if you do like it raised up or if you like it flat. And then one neat trick, if you're familiar with the original Falchion, it had the volume control and the lighting control on the side. This one now has it on the back. Can't really see it, but it's the little dimples there, and then you can adjust that with the button there. You can cycle through the different modes. Now this uses the ROG low profile switch. It is the RX switch, and this comes in the blue and the red, and this one here is the red. You're not going to be able to hear it, but that is super silent, and these ones come pre-lubed as well, so that is pretty sweet. It's more of a bit of a custom keyboard you're getting already pre-built, all in one solution. Now moving to this unit here, now this isn't actually a CES exclusive. This has been out for a little while. This is the Moonshine from ROG. Now this is full tempered glass. Now this thing is a beast. I actually haven't tested this out myself, but every time I've used one, I recently did that Scottie Pippen feature video where I built him a PC. He actually got one of these and I was super jealous because this is really nice. If you like a nice smooth surface, this thing just glides for miles. Super nice, and you'll get plenty of traction with that. This mouse is just going crazy over it. But yeah, this comes in black and the white as well. Alrighty guys, that's it from the ASUS CES 2024 suite. Hope you enjoyed all these products. I'm really keen on those new monitors that are out, especially that BTF stuff. And once again, I'll put all the prices in the description below. But anyway, hope you enjoyed these videos, and I'll see you in the next one.